Return to work that required punching the overtime clock, and the Rangers made it pay off thanks to their money goaltender. 4-3 the final in a shootout. Welcome inside our Delta MSG studios. Alongside Steve Valiquette, I'm John Giannone. Questions abounded after 4 days off for the Rangers. How would the new power plays work out? Would Patrick Kane look more comfortable, etc.? Keandre Miller back in the lineup. But the biggest question was, will this be the night that Igor Shesterkin begins to assert himself to get back to Igor Shesterkin Vezina level? We saw that especially after the second period.
You know, we talked about Igor a lot last season as being identified as the league's money goalie. The money goalie delivers grade A saves when the score is tied. That's what Igor did tonight. He did it in the third period with a huge glove save that I think really set him off. This is where he had that euphoric feeling. Stops a big breakaway here, and he's struggled on the full breakaway this year, allowing 7 goals on 12 this season. And then he has another partial breakaway save, and then he has a big glove save in overtime. So 4 grade A saves before you get to the shootout. This is an amazing move by Suzuki for Igor to stay with him on that. That says a lot. Zibanejad scores on his terrific move. He has Montembeault in the corner, and then he finishes it off, Igor does, with a final breakaway save. These happen to be the nights where you set yourself back into rhythm of the season. You have to imagine that playing that third period for him was huge. The Rangers had to cooperate because they didn't play their best and allowed their goalie to come up big, which certainly helped him be a bigger part of the storyline. Igor, he needed that. He needed that more than anything, which is you get to go in the locker room afterwards, and I'm telling you right now, he's going to get the Broadway hat, and the boys are going to go nuts because they're happy their guy had a push over the line moment for them. That's what it's all about, because now he can feel that. I contributed. I was a big part of the reason why, and hopefully now he gets back into his season.
Yeah, he stopped the bleeding with the final 6.5 minutes of the second period, made 5 saves in the third, 3 more in overtime, and then tack on the 3 saves in the shootout. And it's Igor Shesterkin's 28th win of the night, part of the 4-3 shootout win for the Rangers in Montreal. The other part of the storyline tonight was, how would these new Ranger power play units look? How would they perform together? 2 power play goals on the night. We're going to take a look at both by going inside the film room, powered by CDW and HP.
Well, I thought it was really interesting that it was the net front play that really worked for them after they established the shot. And this was important. Panarin takes the first shot of the power play, and after winning a face-off that was clean, so you get into your setup right away. Kane sets up on the other side of the ice. Panarin first takes the shot to set things up, but now it's a recovered puck. At least right now, everybody from Montreal has to move. So when Kane passes down to Lafreniere, he can look to Trocheck for the one-timer. He sees there are good sticks in position for Montreal. He avoids it. Back up to Kane, where he's very confident, familiar. Fox is up top right now, and he decides to get it to the net. Why? Because he's got the pass option that he can use as a decoy, but he knows he can come back to Trocheck Lafreniere. He's got both of them right there. There is definitely a screen with a deflection. Lafreniere gets it off the backside of his stick. Very difficult for the goaltender to track. And you're successful because of all of the little things you did right there. And it really sets them up for being able to get to power play 2, where they are, again, in control early. Panarin gets it to Kane, and he's comfortable once again at looking for first play at net, which is always good to set it up. Again, recover a puck, that helps everybody move, and now you're going to see Panarin switch sides. Trocheck is going to have a little bit of a turn here where Trouba and Panarin can then switch and allow Kane to get into the other side of the ice. This is important for movement and confusion for Montreal. And this, one more time, allows Kane to get lost a little bit. Look at Montreal. They're all eyes on Panarin. Kane gets lost a little bit in behind, and then when Trouba sets him up, he can step in one more time for Kreider screening. And now this allows for what looks like a broken play off the defender from Montreal with a Kreider screen. So there's a lot there, but it's the coachable pieces, the reinforced pieces the coaches want to see. It's recovering the puck. It's breaking down the other team's defense. It's not being stationary and looking for seams. they worked Montreal over on the power play.
So for Lafreniere, 8 of his 14 goals in the last month. For Patrick Kane, his first goal as a New York Ranger, all part of a 4-3 win. Jacob Trouba had a heck of a night. He had the primary assist on that Kane goal, scored a goal as well. Here he is with his reaction after the game.
Trying to find the balance of being aggressive but being smart. It's not all the time everyone jumping. We got guys that can score goals and create chances. Sometimes patience is the best option. So yeah, it'll be something we'll figure out. We're learning. We've got a lot of new faces. I thought it was a step in the right direction today.
Do you feel like with a full lineup now, it was kind of easier to see the areas that you guys do need to work on?
Yes and no. I think it's obviously nice to have a full lineup and have a little more flow to the game. Obviously, we're going to continue to get better as a group, playing together, learning tendencies, and just continue to build our game.
Do you feel like that is what it just boils down to, the fact that there are so many moving pieces and new faces to integrate, and it's going to take some time to mesh?
Yes and no. I mean, there's an element of that. I don't think that's something you can sit around waiting for weeks, whatever it may be, games. Yeah, I mean, there's new players. I think when you start a season with new guys, it's kind of the same kind of feel. Don't feel out too long, but yeah, you got to learn tendencies, and it's a new team, so they're jumping in new situations, maybe some new systems, that kind of stuff. We'll work out the kinks.
Appropriate that we hear from the captain of the team first after a win like that, especially because of the night he had. He was all over the score sheet, a goal, an assist, 5 shots on goal, 7 shot attempts, 2 hits, 3 blocks, a partridge in a pear tree. He was the Jacob Trouba that the Rangers will need to play like that in the playoffs.
I'll add 28 minutes, too. 28 minutes. You could see by his face there, pretty hard minutes. He emptied the tank in this game, and you have to understand that as a captain, that this is one of those games where you got to lead. And that's why he wears the C. He's the first one to be physical in this game. He was blocking shots. He was in the shooting lane. He was aggressive. He was communicating. He was going to do whatever it was going to take to win this hockey game, and he was in control on the blue line. Nice assist on the first one for Kane. And he gets his own here where he steps in and then uses the defenseman as a screen. You can't understate how important that is. For him to bring it in, get into the slot, have the presence of mind to bring it on his backhand and then shoot through Savard, which screens the goalie. To me, that's also confidence because he understood the time and space that he had. And I did like what he said when he spoke to you about that. He waited for it. And oftentimes when players aren't quick to get the puck off their stick, they have that patience. It's confidence.